Welcome to Tales of the Turntablism Wizard. We've got the one and only DJ Rasp in the building. Now, the last podcast was so good, but we were let down by the hooky northern Wi-Fi. So you get to see this man's beautiful face in pure. Is it HD? 4K?
Yeah, well, that one's 8K.
So we get to look at him at 8K. You won't, because we're uploading it to the internet.
Yeah, by the time you
move it down.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's going to look better than Random's northern Wi-Fi hookiness.
We'll be able to zoom right in.
Be able to see the cracks and crevices.
Crystal clarity on Rasp. Maybe we'll release some extra footage on the side that's just like a real close up.
To get the bold patches gone. I'll allow the funny there. Go on, zoom in on the bold patch. So yeah, here it is. Last night we had the Scratch Jam. What day is it? It's the...
Yeah, today, I don't know what day.
What day is it? 11th?
Yeah, it was the 11th.
It was 11th yesterday. So Rasp came down from Mank to the Scratch Jam.
How was it? How was it?
Very fun.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Meeting up with everyone, hanging out, scratching. Always a good vibe. You guys put on a great show, and it was good to be a part of it.
It was a nice vibe last night, and we had some really good cutters in.
That table was.
It got fierce.
I came to with Ram one there, Jimmy Needles there, Rasp there, right, and then Quest there.
Yeah.
I was like, and I came to just when Ram was going. I was like, oh no. And then it was like, then it came round and Quest went, and then it was my go, and I was just like, oh, it was.
Do you know what I love about it? Ram started, and he just loves the turntable. Do you know what I mean? It's so so gentle and loving. The way he sort of caresses a scratch out of it. Do you know what I mean?
he was rocking opposite, because he's left-handed, and he was on right hand. And he was there doing the old fucking reach, the old stretch,
reach
and
around.
like literally just whipping everybody's ass like that. The opposite way round. It's like, oh come on, your ambitions kind of like, I'm gonna be as good as these boys at some point, and then you like build yourself up. It's like, this scratch cuff, I'm gonna hold my own. I'm gonna stand next to somebody. And then you go there, and it's just like,
yeah, it's a humbling experience being at that table with some of those guys. But it was a fierce table. You had Rogue, you had Ram One, you had Rasp, you had Quest.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy. God, Jimmy's he's a dark horse.
He's just a beast, isn't he?
He's a beast.
Just because he doesn't juggle, he gets looked over. Do you know what I mean? The guys that only scratch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Us turntablists are like, yeah, but he can't loop a record, can he? Do you know what I mean?
He can.
He can loop
it. But he generally doesn't do that sort of thing. But his scratching is just...
It's crisp.
It's crisp, and it's so funky, and it's good. Like, you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. And then Quest... It's like, whenever I speak to Quest, he's like, it's all about musicality. It's all about musicality. All I care about at the moment is musicality. And then he goes to the scratch cap, and he's doing the most awkward, unmusical, hard scratches. Like literally, micro movement mentalness. And it's like, shut up, Quest. And like, he's at that level where...
He's jazz though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's jazz.
He's jazz.
He's at that level where you have to have a certain amount of understanding of scratching to actually understand what he's doing. Yeah. Otherwise it's mess. And I've just recently come to that level of scratching where I can actually see what he's doing, with thanks to you showing me all these weird boomerang things that you mental people do. And then it's like, oh my God, he's just pulled off a flawless one of those off the back of a free kick flare, off the back of like an autobahn. And it's like, it's just...
He's got combos for days.
Yeah, he has got combos for days.
He's a killer. He's a killer. The thing is, though, it's very inspirational, cutting in amongst everyone.
Yeah.
You're seeing everyone's styles.
That's it,
You're seeing how everyone does their own little takes on the scratches and that. Yeah. And then it's like, you take them ideas and then try and incorporate it into your own style.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, it's good.
It's just so nice.
Do you know what was good as well? Like... The beginner's hour this time round.
You did really such cool. A good job on that.
Because I don't know. I learnt the transform really late. Actually, I only really started transforming in my combos and stuff maybe like a year and a half ago.
Oh, really?
Like most of my combos were chirp based. And I didn't do much in the way of transforming. And I started to get really into it. And it's a deep rabbit hole, right? Because there's different amounts forward and backwards. You can accent different notes. You can do them different lengths. You can do all sorts of stuff with it, and like, so it's a deep rabbit hole. But the thing that was cool about it was quite a leveler. Like, we had guys at the table who literally never touched vinyl.
Well, I saw you at one point, and I caught the video of this. You were like, literally, okay, now to do this, you have to hold your thumb there. And you have to tap.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And there was one guy there that had like so little knowledge about it. He was resting his thumb on the mixer and holding it and having to tap. And you were like, no, you'll never get the bounce because you'll require too much pressure because your whole it's like do you know what I mean?
The right angle, yeah.
The level of these guys you're teaching is crazy.
Some
and you've got them doing it.
Total beginners, and by the end of half an hour,
they were doing it.
They were doing 4 clicks forward and 4 clicks back, and it's like. That's actually really cool because I think like a lot of the beginner stuff, the challenge that you have is like, if you're a beginner, like you're getting up onto these turntables. There's all these great people around. You've got no framework like to start with. You don't know where the start of the record is. You don't know the start of the sample is. You don't know. And it was just really cool. Like all the guys are kind of getting there. And some of the guys who obviously have a little bit more experience, we're really getting some nice like flavours out of just varying the hand speed and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is a good one to do actually probably again. A few times because it's levels as well, right? Like once those people get a little bit better, there's all the mad accenting and all the kind of like scribbly stuff that you can do, and some of the like I don't even know what they're called, whips and stuff like that you can do with it. That's it, and it just all the kind of so I thought that was quite cool as well because it meant that we also retained some of those beginners throughout the.
Well, no, so I saw some of them stepping up later. And I saw them getting up, and they were like, and the confidence that you gave them, they stood up in between you or Quest, and then they pop on and just go da 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 da. And I was like,
so that's inspired.
Inspired, and it was cool.
And one of the beat makers, he's done both of them so far. And he's in these lessons because he makes beats obviously, and he wants to be able to just do a quick cut over them. And he was saying, look, I just learnt with the open fader stuff. And then Dan,
good as well.
Really good.
It's a good addition that having someone play the MPC or the SP, play their own beats and that.
And he came up to me and he was like, I've just been doing the open fader stuff, which isn't the most conducive to rhythmic, sort of quick, easy cut. You know what I mean? You kind of want to be like a sampler, don't you? And you want to be that. And he was like, that session just blew my mind because all of the stuff I was missing just filled in. And I was like, you don't know what you're missing, mate. Come back to the next one.
That's a serious rabbit hole. But
serious rabbit hole.
Because, but it was interesting because Ram came over actually, like, what kind of while I was, like, we're coming towards the end of it. And he and I said, this has been a nice one because of exactly what we just described. And he was like, well, the thing is if you can get the baby scratch, stabs, transforms, and release or forwards or whatever you call them, right? Like, that's it, really.
Well, you're legit. You can go on stage, can't you? And you can do something that's good.
There's a lot you can do with that.
If you think about the old school guys like Jazzy Jeff and Cash Money, that's all they was doing for a long time. The chirps, the transforms, the stabs, the baby scratches, and some scribbles, and that's the combinations what you can get out of them. Just them core scratches is infinite.
Well, I mean, the transform's so important because unlike you, my relationship with the transform started in '96. I think with DJ Hype, like you.
Oh yeah.
And he'd sit there just and he'd just sit there over a drum and bass tune, just fucking hitting that tone. So my relationship,
so well over
mate, like ridiculous. So my relationship was the transform. So it was like over drum and bass and like that sort of stuff. It was Hype, and then for the fast. What I thought was impressive back then was DJ Psy with all the real fast scribbles, and obviously you can do all that stuff. And you I think you probably started it you were around that era where these open fader things were starting to come in. So for me it was opposite because I had to break the muscle memory because I was like closed fader, closed. Like my brain was like you make a noise and you tap the fader, and then suddenly Luke the producer went, sorry mate, I'm going to ruin your life. I was like, what? And he was like, Google what the flare is. I was like, shut up, Luke.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally
Did it, and I was
around.
just like, you absolute bastard. So I got into the open fader stuff at the same time, well, maybe a year before you got into the transform.
Well, I was, yeah, because I was open fader was the stuff, and it was weird because I was doing the chirp, but I thought that what I was doing to do the chirp was opening the fader and moving forward. What you'd call a slice, right?
Yeah.
And it was, I was watching a tutorial, like this is a long time ago now, we're talking 20 years ago, 20-ish years ago, so it was all a bit janky back then, like it wasn't anything like you can get your hands on now, but
it wasn't as detailed.
And do you know what? I think it was bloody what's his name? DJ Angelo. I think it was his tutorials I was watching. I can remember it well. I was in Manchester actually, in my halls or something, and it was like, you close the and I was like, no, you don't. That's not what I do. That's not what I do.
I don't do that.
DJ Angelo, you don't know anything.
Who the fuck are you?
And then I was like, I sort of like, I did it slower, and I was like, my mind is blown.
That's the noise. Yeah, that's the noise. Yeah.
Oh my god. And then because that was the basis of everything, then obviously all the other scratches that come naturally to you when that's really what you spend most of your time doing is things like flares, and the twiddle came first for me. I didn't really.
Did you?
I didn't learn the proper way of doing stuff for ages. And again, the twiddle was a thing that I thought I was crabbing.
Oh, okay.
But then someone pointed out to me that no, you've got the fader open and it finishes open. You're doing flares. You're doing them as twiddles.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah, we won't get into that one.
So I was like, and it's like, so a crab. So a crab's like a crab's where it's like starts closed and it ends closed. So you just get, and that like, because then you're like, I've got two of basically the same thing, but they do different things, and that's when then it starts to, because you're suddenly like, oh shit, there's this whole other rabbit hole.
Yeah, like this.
I've been down this one for years.
Oh, it's crazy.
And then you get into all the crazy stuff like the.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Flare.
Not interested. Not interested.
Get
in
your
that.
boom flaring.
No, I'm not boom.
Reverse boom flaring.
I'll do a video with you, trying to get me doing it.
We'll get Richie Roughtone on the sort of reverse stuff all around the.
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy, innit? The combos, what you can do now.
That's it, man. That's it. But it's DMC season, right? It's DMC season, and I think at the point that we're recording this, we're only sort of 4 days away from submission deadline.
Yes.
You thinking of going in?
Maybe.
Oh, he's holding it close. For continuity here, but they could be competing against each other. So there's going to be, like when Peanuts psyched him out live on the podcast, there's going to be Rasp isn't competitive in the slightest, but I can see he's starting to think.
Well, if I've got a few ideas, and if I record them, and I'm happy with my recordings, and I might submit it to.
But for a guy like you, surely DMC are going, Rasp, could you please come and yeah, you don't have to put anything in, mate. Just could you? You've been in every year. Could you please come?
No, you got to compete like everyone else. And,
yeah.
You got to submit your videos and make sure your video's tight.
Yeah.
Make sure the audio's tight. Make sure the recording is tight. Make sure your routine is up to a very good standard. Mm-hmm. So I've been working on a few things, for the last year, and I've been doing a few shows. Usually that's the catalyst to make routines is by doing shows and that. And I've got a few ideas, and it's just getting the right ones in the right order. I've only got 4 days to do it. I know. See what happens.
We were talking to Tommy and about that, and it's one of those things where he was saying actually his approach, and this is the approach I've taken this year, which is just create.
Yeah.
It's just because. Otherwise, you're pushing down on this deadline, and you're like, whatever. But if you just create, then you've got material that you can sort of move it. And that's what it's been like for me this year. I put my submission in a couple of days ago, and actually it was one of those things where I was like, I've just kind of come up with this thing. I was recording it really to just QA it more than anything else, and look at it and think, where could my performance be better and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, I'm definitely going down there this year. I want to be there. I want to be at the Turntablist lounge as well, just to suck up the vibe a little bit. And be there and enjoy it, because like it's like a weekend of turntablism.
Yeah, sounds like heaven.
Yeah, it's like,
Or it could be a massissive distraction. It could
yeah,
go either way.
that's it. But I was just like, I was like, if I'm going to be there, I'm going to.
You may as well go in.
Yeah.
I've got this
Why
recording. I might as well chop the bit that's decent and put that in. So yeah, fingers crossed I'll be in it this year.
I've seen what he's putting in, and it's quite good.
Yeah,
it's
quite good. You can't quite.
No, I'm not giving it away to him. So I'm not going to start stitching you, mate. I'm not going to start giving stuff away. But I've been sat there like he's been like, I'm in an R in, like, I've got so much on. We've got so much going on. We've got the unstoppable battle coming up. We're going to talk about that. The first time we can talk about that, and I've just been like this with him every time he's been like, and I've been like, yeah, but you kind of should. Do you know what I mean? And I've just been like, God, you need to do. You can't let Peanuts do that to you on your podcast and not.
It's war.
Wind the crank.
And it is. I mean, I don't know. Have you put in for it?
I have gone in.
You have gone in for it.
Yeah, I have gone in.
Because we've got Scratchmaster Slider.
Yeah,
who's going in as well. I've been poking him for since I met Slider.
Oh,
he's like badass.
He's a legit
threat. Yeah.
He is a legit threat.
Legit threat. Yeah.
And the thing about Simon is he's got time on his hands too, right? He's got enough time to really practice.
But the good thing about having loads of time, you don't utilise it.
Well, yeah.
Because you've got loads of it.
You've been listening to me.
Well, it's true. It's true. It is actually true. I don't like to agree with you too much.
No,
I like to keep our relationship on even.
I can see the pain in your eyes. I can see it. We'll zoom in on that when we do the
exactly. You're saying nice things about your friends in front of them. It's probably one of the hardest.
It's not just Rasp we're going to catch in 8K.
You don't want to catch
the evil in your eyes.
I'm warning everybody away from looking at me in 8K. I would basically just pretend I look good in fucking 1080 HP. Don't. But anyway, like fucking. What were we saying? Yeah, Slider. So I've been poking Slider for ages, and he's entering. He's like you said, he's a legit threat.
He's a legit threat because he's got a really good, like a really unique scratch style that looks good live. It looks exciting. It sounds good. He uses a lot of techniques that not really anybody else uses, and he's been using them for a long time, so he does them with a lot of style. So I think like where the scratch components of it come in, like he's going to excite the scratch guys a lot. And then he's like a dark horse on juggling. He can do everything.
Oh yeah. He's been around mine a couple of times.
He never shows it off.
No,
ever.
No.
I've never seen him juggle. I've seen him scratch.
He's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
His scratching is nice. He does all the power cuts.
Yeah.
So like the crazy techniques, the hydroplanes and all that type of stuff. Yeah, he's good, man.
Yeah. And so I'm a bit of the insider here. It would seem because I've seen parts of Reverts as well.
Yeah.
So I've seen yours. I've seen parts of Reverts, and I've seen what Simon's capable of, and obviously I'll be bugging Rasp to like. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna be on bet first, whoever it is.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like making feel. Bit
of insider trading.
Bit of insider trading going on, but yeah, no. It's from what I've seen from just our boys, I think it's gonna be a pretty like.
It's gonna be good, man.
It's gonna be pretty.
The Southwest got skills.
Yeah,
Southwest got skills.
Southwest has got skills, and actually, like I've said it so many times, like about like the value of competing isn't necessarily winning, right? I say this a lot. Yeah, it's fine. I say this a lot, but it's like I saw it really in action this year because like what I put together is like 5 times better than what I did
I'd say more than that.
It's like literally just, and it's like, wow, that's such an awesome like leveling up, Yeah. So it's like, and going back into it this year and being like, right, cool, like what am I going to do to push myself this year and kind of upgrade things? Yeah, it's like, it's quite exciting to think like, oh, if I do get the email, the wonderful email that comes through, it'll be like oh yeah, cool, right, we got this like, there's this like sort of tiny deadline and a bit of pressure, like it's, diamonds created under pressure.
Your set last year was clean. It was really fun. Do you know what I mean? You had a good joke at the end, and the journey through the routine was really nice. Do you know what I mean? It was as much of a dancey thing. You could get down to it as much as you could appreciate what you were doing. Yeah. But this year, it's like you've got a bit of confidence. Your skill level's just gone kapow. Do you know what I mean? The turntablist that you came out of the DMC to when you started doing it. It's just like So you are a legit threat this year.
It should be good.
A legit threat.
Should be a good one. You just got to keep on top of your nerves, man. That's it, innit?
Well, I mean, it might be good. So Rasp is like, when did you start doing DMCs?
1998.
Right. So me as a logical person, I'm not trying to don't listen to a fucking word I say now, Dan. Close your ears. But like, if I was going to be entering a competition and somebody like you was entering, like from 98, I got my first turntables in 96. 2 years after I got my first turntables, you were in the DMC, and you've been in the DMC for 20 odd years. Like, no matter it's bad, isn't it? It's bad. We were talking about a record earlier that was released in 92, and it was like in 92 that's the same as 75. It's like
I was 4 years old in 92.
But like that much experience, doing it for that long, that connected into the scene. Yeah. It's like, that's a worry. The only thing that I'd be clinging on to, listen to this bit, right, is that you've been doing it that long, you may be taking it for granted.
I don't take anything for granted.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. But what do you do as a turntablist to keep it fresh, man? Not to be like, because it's just DMC again. Do you know what I mean? I just got to go off in front of the
like
stage.
I said, like creating all year round, and not just creating for DMC, creating for shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I do think about competitions, and sometimes I leave competitions alone. Sometimes I won't enter a battle for a while, and then I'll come back to it. And I just try and make my shows like interesting, entertaining for the scratch nerds, but entertaining for the general public as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some tunes are recognisable, some tunes you might not have heard, but you'll see I'm doing stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can actually see I'm making music on the turntable and the mixer. You know what I mean? You can actually see I'm doing some stuff. Just to have fun with it. Yeah. Like a few times I've done it like where it's super serious.
Yeah.
Warzone, battle mode, fuck everyone, no one's my friend.
Daft Punk one, like.
Yeah, and your friend off stage.
So good. I watched that on a loop for so long, just watching you fucking just go for it. I was
harsh that year, you know what I mean?
You were that was one of my favourite versions of Rasp, apart from the Wizard.
The Wizard.
The Wizard's my favourite Rasp. That's my second favourite Rasp.
Battle Rasp. Angry Battle Rasp.
He's an angry battle Rasp.
Angry Battle Rasp. If only that existed in the long hair at the same time.
Oh mate, wow.
I'd have a shrine in my bedroom above my DVS setup.
The Wax Warrior,
the scratch of Sauron.
But yeah, so it's like when you go into a battle now, it's not battle, it's like I need to create something.
Sometimes it can be. Like last year I did the Supremacy and I was just having fun. I didn't know I was going to do the Supremacy. I knew I was going to do the 6 minute last year. And then, I thought, okay, the Supremacy opportunity is there. So I went into that. But as I was doing it, I don't know whether you remember, there was some guy in the audience that was heckling me.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, so I told him to fuck off, like.
There was somebody heckling you?
Yeah, there was, someone heckling me. So I said, I get up on stage and fucking battle me.
Yeah.
And
he didn't.
Of course he didn't.
And then I thought, right, am I going to have a scrap when I get off the stage? Like, you know what I mean? How's it going to go down? But
what was he saying?
He just called me a cunt and
really,
just shouting out boo and
you're gonna have to beat him to death with a phase.
Yeah.
To chop his head off, maybe.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy shouting cunt from down there.
There was a fair bit of hilarious. I remember people were kind of kicking off because everyone was using phase. And so people were like, it's fake DJing or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And Cutmaster Swift kind of, like, it was funny because he sort of, he I don't know whether he felt the need to step in, but like, what he did, he kind of responded to it, but I love the way he responded to it. It was like, yes, magic.
He's not wrong though. He's not wrong.
Yeah, well, it is magic. Yeah. It is magic. But man. I mean, Battle of Supremacy is cool, man. I'm mildly tempted to put in for that.
It's
this year
different.
As well.
It's a different thing. You need a lot of routines. Like I said on the last podcast, you need like a lot of strategy, a lot of variation. With your classic DMC, it's just a 6 minute. Or you need an elimination set, and then you can use that as well in your 6 minute set. But yeah, with a head-to-head, there's a lot of strategy. You don't know who you're going to go up against. You don't want to wear yourself out too early in the competition, but you don't want to get knocked out in the beginning of the competition too. So, you really got to think about things. Yeah, it can be fun. I'm not going to, if I am going to compete this year, I'm not going to do Supremacy. I'll give that one a miss this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the 6 minutes if I'm going to do it. And maybe the open format thing as well, because it looks like a bit of fun.
I love the open format one. I did put a submission in for that last year, but I didn't get through to the final the final bit. I think they only took one representative from each country or whatever.
Okay.
So it was X-Ray Ted, well deserved. That guy.
Yeah, he's a party rocker.
He is a party rocker and a half. Like he's like one of my favourite DJs to see live. If he's at a festival, I will always go and watch him. Yeah,
he was there last night, I think.
Because he's clever. No, Richie Fitz was there last night.
Fitz? I always get him confused.
Well, they're quite similar in some of their styles and stuff. They do a lot of. But I mean, he's a genius at connecting songs in like non-conventional ways.
Really?
He's genuinely brilliant at it. Like word plays, tone plays, like. Kind of just clever conceptual stuff, good mashups live, and he's good, and I think he's had a bit of schooling from like JFB and a few people on kind of the cuts and the juggles and stuff, and he's getting more and more into that. So, like he well deserved to be in that. But yeah, I mean that's just such fun DJing. Yeah, like I'm doing a wedding, like an hour and 15 minute, just like slam it set at a wedding on like next weekend, and like I've just done loads of that sort of stuff, just loads of like looping of little like sections of words and stuff, and then splitting between them all, and it's just so much fun because it's different. Like you can't, you can really be wild and creative with that side of DJing. So it's cool that they're doing it as a thing now, because obviously Red Bull, that was the Red Bull thing.
Did they start that? Did they?
Well, you know what? Initially, DMC was that.
Of course it was.
It was like just a mixing competition, and then eventually it ended up being a turntablist focused competition.
But Hype was in it in '86 under DJ K.
Yeah, Dr. K, wasn't it?
Yeah. Random was saying.
Yeah, DJ Hype. I think Cal Cox
was in that one as well.
So was the other techno guy. Who's the other techno guy who's always mentioned? He was another dude who was in it as well.
Oh, what the American?
What's his name?
The really big one, the one that did the bells.
Yeah.
What's it?
He's one of those, and I'm that far removed from techno now that I can't even remember.
Yeah.
Not Roger. It's on.
Were you surgically removed from techno?
They had enough of me. Like everything. Like people they like get old and get tired. So I can't deal with him anymore. Like, see you later. I'll move on and piss the hip hop guys off for a few years. Right. So we've got a bit mad without doing your required refreshments.
Okay.
So would you like to quickly do a required refreshment for us?
My drinking?
Yeah.
He's drank it, by the way. We're going to pretend that he hasn't drank it.
Yasmin and chamomile combination. And what you need with this is you need a jammy dodger. Dunk it in. Let it soak up. Then crumbs, scran it. You will not be disappointed.
I'm so glad I fucking found this passion of yours. I remember it was like, we need to find something for Rasp to do on the podcast, and I was like, what can it be? I was like, damn, shall I make him talk about biscuits and tea? He was like, that's the most genius idea ever. I was like, Rasp, tea, biscuits. He's like, yeah, fucking right, I'm in. Why not coffee?
I can't do coffee.
Why not?
It gives me the jitters.
Right, well, I'm going to have to see what Random's got to say about this. I can't believe that you don't like coffee.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
What do you fucking idiots want?
Right, Rasp has just told me he don't like coffee.
What?
Yeah, he don't like coffee.
He drinks tea then?
Yeah, chamomile.
Fucking tea is a drink for old age pensioners and criminals that sit around addicted to marijuana all fucking day. I'd rather drink hot piss, to be honest. Does he drink milk in it? Does he have it with milk?
No, I saw him make it random. There was no milk today.
Luckily, yeah, that's good, because milk is for fucking children.
Right, that was it.
Fucking hell, man.
I think he was actually angry then. I think he was actually.
I've offended him.
You've offended him. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, so.
Right.
Unstoppable battle.
We should talk about Unstoppable. So, December the 13th. What can I say about it? I like. It's gonna be the biggest thing.
Should we start with a lineup?
Let's start with the. Let's take you through the day.
Should we go through the day from start to finish? Okay.
So it's going to be at Lost Horizon. It's 2 p.m. until 2 a.m. Now at 2 p.m. we're going to be having a scratch jam for everybody to take part in. Then it's going to be followed by a scratch competition, which is going to be open to anybody. There'll be a sign up a few months before, and there'll be loads of kind of tuition and stuff around it to support people, in improving and giving their best shot at it. But that's going to be like a kind of knockout kind of thing, with kind of rounds. They go head to head, for like 45 seconds, 60 seconds, or whatever.
Oh, so we're taking a little bit from the Unstoppable battle, but not as hard.
Yeah, but it's all going to be about scratching. It'll be judges say, and then people move through to the next round, and eventually there'll be someone crowned the winner.
Yeah.
What comes after that is there'll be a little bit of changeover entertainment, which I'm going to keep.
There'll be quite a massive changeover
under my hat for now. And then we've got the Unstoppable battle, which is the first of its kind. It is a Hugh Wackman brainchild.
Like literally the most mental idea ever. You know about this, Andy, you can tell.
I do.
So basically, what you've got is you've got 8 competitors. There's kind of two, split into 4 groups of 4 that are going to kind of go up against each other. And basically, there's a lot of skill involved, and there's a little bit of luck. So what happens is the first person, everybody's going to kind of basically draw a number out, and the person who draws the number 1, they're going to be on first against the person who chooses number 2. Now, they're going to battle, and whoever wins stays on and battles number 3. And whoever wins out of that stays on and battles number 4. Right, so there is a chance that you're only going to need to battle once to get into the final.
Yeah.
There's a chance that you might have to do 3 routines and win all of those to get into the final, right? But here's the thing that's cool about that, right? Here's the thing that's cool about that. The guy who wins each time, he's going to get more and more support from the audience.
Yeah.
So the pressure to take that person down when you're the one who drew the luck is going to be much higher than it was when you're kind of first on. So you've got this like shifting kind of pattern of like how I've brought the audience into, and I've got the support of the audience versus I've come here to slam and win here. So you've got this need to produce quite a lot of material, yes, but like they're 2-minute sort of rounds. But you've also got this chance of kind of getting through a little bit kind of quicker and easier, but then it's harder because they've got the audience on them. And obviously the calibre in this competition is extremely high.
Well, this boy's in it, for one.
Exactly. We got Rasp, we got Reaver, we got a handful of others who handpicked.
Yeah.
Really, really, really great guys. And you can find out more on the website, which we'll talk about in a moment. But those people will then go through to the final, and then it's kind of it's a head-to-head scenario, and we've got some cool tiebreaker routines as well if there are tiebreakers.
Well, so I think the most interesting section of this, and where fucking like Hugh came up with a genius thing, is like the scratch calf. This is why it works so well together. Right, the actual competition is happening on the dance floor.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
You're in there.
The turntables are going to be in a triangular state. So each person that's battling, you're going to be facing your competitor. We're going to get some Harris fencing around the decks. So you'll be entering a cage.
Wow.
In essence.
Like a steel cage match.
Like a steel cage match.
Steel cage match.
It's going to be a steel cage match, right? Everybody will be surrounding the decks.
Okay, yeah.
The judges will be on the stage. Compares will be on the stage.
Yeah.
So they can see.
And there's a massive LED wall on the back, and we've got a camera above. We tested it last night.
We tested it last
with
night.
video footage.
Video footage.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Not only will you be right next to them, the energy is going to be electric. You're going to be, your back is going to be, the crowd are going to be behind you.
Yeah.
Right? There'll be a camera above so everybody can see what you're doing.
Oh, mate.
Right? It's going to be electric.
That's going to be crazy.
And on top of that, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the judges and the hosts interact with the audience.
Yes.
because the thing that we really want to do with this whole event is we really want to elevate turntablism. We want to bring more people into the community, right? We want to get more of the community to have an opportunity to show off their skill, have their skills celebrated, and try and reconnect that broader audience to the actual art form, because it gets a little bit lost in some scenarios. And so those two competitions are sort of back to back of each other. We've secured £4,500 worth of prizes for the people who win in those.
Nice.
And we've secured those from sponsors like Technics, Reloop, Algorithm, UDG, Osmio.
It's pretty mental.
There's tons of
big boys
these guys.
You won't be getting the train back if you win it, Rasp. It's too much stuff. You'll literally need a lift.
We are going to have to put that in the briefing.
No, actually, van rental to get artists back. Make sure your mate's got an estate car.
Right, but then, so obviously, what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring more people into the community from a broader audience too, right?
Yeah.
And to celebrate turntablism. So one of the things that we are going to have after that is then an after party, right? And that will kick off with some local residents, so myself and Jimmy Needles. But we've then got performances from Woody doing an AV set.
Oh, cool.
We've got performance from Random doing his thing, with his crazy setup and no doubt some 45s, right?
Nice.
We've got Luke Skywalker's going to do some stuff for us as well. He's a UK IDA champ, so show category champ. So that'll be kind of fun to watch. And then we've also got Switch, who's 3 or 4 times, I think he's 4 times world champion. We've got JFB, who's a 3 times world champion. And
Woody.
And Woody doing the AV set.
Oh,
exactly.
You said that, did you already?
So it's going to be a massive lineup in the evening anyway,
That's
right?
an all-star cast.
Literally.
That's exactly it.
2 till 2, I think we're going.
Wow.
2 till 2.
2 till 2. Now,
Awesome.
what we're doing is you can go and buy tickets now. They're available on Skiddle and Head First. You can either buy into the whole event or you can buy into just the evening section of the event.
Okay.
So starting from kind of 8 p.m.
Well, there's going to be a case that because we've got the battle happening in the dance floor, it's going to cut down on the amount of people we can get in. Okay. So if you want to go for all day, I'd get in pretty quick because I think the battle space is going to take at least 150 people out of the capacity, which is about 470, isn't it?
We're reckoning about 200 to 250 in the battle time,
so,
and then 450 being the capacity for the kind of evening event. But I we're releasing early bird tickets. So first come first serve. That'll save you a few quid. I honestly would recommend getting involved in that as quickly as possible because I think this will sell out with a lineup like that. It will do really well. It's also, it's the 13th of December, so people are a little bit more kind of, loose with their cash and a bit more kind of up for going and partying and all that sort of stuff. It's kind of close enough to Christmas that it's not, and it's at a weekend, so it's not interfering with your work dues and all that jazz. But it's it's also not far away enough from Christmas that you can't kind of let loose and have loads of fun. So it's a good bit of timing. It's an amazing lineup, and it's going to be the first unstoppable battle ever, and a great opportunity for some real scratch nerds to show off their skills and win some amazing prizes too. So I'm really excited especially because you're going to be a competitor.
Oh yeah,
I'm hyped, man.
So with that information, and your history of battle. And I know you've got sets for days and days and days. How are you gonna attack this? Well, what's gonna be your do you know what I mean? The winner stays on. Should we get a if you're picked to be in the first 2, and then let's get a if you're picked last. What's gonna be your strategy?
Well, I don't want to give too much away.
The game is on.
DJs watching or whatever.
Yeah.
But you will need a lot of material.
Yeah.
I will say that. You'll need a lot of material, and you'll need to make every routine count.
Yeah.
No half stepping. You got to slam it every time, and you got to come with the disses as well.
Yeah.
You do.
Okay.
And I've heard that for tiebreakers, you got to do a classic.
It's
Run DMC,
Peter Piper,
Peter Piper,
Cool J.
Yeah,
Rock the Bells or People Piper. Yeah.
So you got to come with that as well. So it's a lot of practice, but it sounds like a fun battle. And keep all those turntablists on our toes. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? It's important that you said that as well, because there's an ethos behind this that we really want to kind of instill and just make people aware of, which is we really want it to be an enjoyable event for the DJs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we want it to be fun. Part of the introduction of the luck element to it is that it is supposed to be a bit of fun. Yeah. It's not supposed to be this thing of like, you know, I'm going to kill you kind of thing. No. We want some of that energy. We want some of that like battle thing, but we don't want people stressed out, passing out. Like, you know, we're going to have a nice practice area for people out back in the green room with a couple of setups they can have access to all through the event, you know. And the other thing that we're going to do, there are a couple of things. So we're currently in the process of applying for some national lottery funding. If we secure that, we'll be doing a lot of work to promote anyone who takes part in either of the competitions. So there'll be lots of stuff, lots of kind of footage being cut for people, lots of social media action to help kind of boost the careers and the professional and kind of personal ambitions of anybody who comes and takes part. What we kind of want to do is, you know, we're wanting to elevate the art form. We want to elevate the people within the community too. We want them to get more opportunity. We want them to get better paid gigs. We want promoters to hear about these people and be like, I need that person in my venue. Yeah. You know, and we just want, you know, so it's got to be fun and it's got to deliver on, you know, on this kind of ambition to support the art form in growing and getting, you know, because I sit there and I think today, like, there's a lot of stuff going on, you know, that can wipe DJs out. But like the kind of DJing that, you know, that kind of creativity and the kind of and the battles and that's immune to all that stuff. Yeah. And it's like that's gonna drag, like if we can get it in front of enough people and they can get connected to it by, you know, the judges kind of explaining what's going on and all that sort of stuff, then that'll entice people back out of their houses. Yeah. That'll help build the music scene again. You know, that'll help do all of that stuff.
It's really healthy for the battle scene as well to have, you know, independent battles, not just DMC and IDA. You know, there's other battles out there, and it gives us turntablists more reason to build and create routines.
Well, the DMC started it. The DMC will always be there.
Yeah,
and the DMC is a staple of turntablism, no matter which way.
That's like the Olympics.
It's the Olympics
as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
and like, you know, and I think that's where Hugh's been really clever, because he's not doing an even a slight semblance of the DMC format. It's something totally different, something totally fun.
It's great.
And and I think Hugh's been very careful to just go, we're going to do a battle, but it's going to be totally fucking different. Totally different idea, really fun, and just do all the bits that the DMC isn't, I feel, which is really nice. But it's going to be, that for me, the most interesting thing is going to be the people behind you.
Yeah.
It's going to be walking into that cage, you know what I mean? Because I've been...
to some like heavy metal or whatever.
Walking music. But like, you know, I've been on stage and I you know, doing sort of slow mixing DJ sets, and you get on stage and often the crowd are quite far away from you. Like, I've always preferred smaller gigs where everybody's sweating over the mixer. Do you know what I mean? And like it's all, everybody's in your face and you can look them in the eyes, and you get the bigger stages you get on, the further back you are, and the further you are away from that buzz, and the further you are away from that atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? I hate football, but I did a bit of work in a football stadium once, and I remember you had to get to where I was working. You had to walk across the pitch.
Okay.
On the side, not like the middle, but you know, you felt the electricity. Just like all these human bodies just fucking excited.
Wow.
And the bigger stage you get on, the further away you are from that electricity, and the further the way you are from what's happening there. And I feel like when you're about to do a routine or do something, and you've got people breathing down your neck, you've got the reassurance there's a cage.
You got people watching you. That's the thing. You know, I mean, like those routines, they take an enormous amount of time and energy to build and practice and nail. You know, I mean, it's like dance choreography, you know, like you in so many ways, right? There's all the motion and all of that, but then there's also the kind of critical watching it back and going, oh, the way that I moved at that point, you know, it didn't look nice, and it, you know, like there's a lot in that, and that's like disciplined art form, right? And there was a guy who commented on one of our podcasts, I think it was the Luke Skywalker one. And he said it's really interesting because, like, you know, we're talking about mobile DJs in that one, and Luke was like, "Oh, I'd never do that job. It's like really horribly hard." And the guy was like, "Well, yeah, it's like," and I can't remember what he described the mobile DJs as, but I do remember what he described the turntablists as, and he was like, they're like the karate, you know, they're like that's discipline, that's like self-realization, personal development, like it's like that very almost internal, almost like it's almost sort of spiritual kind of journey that you go on when you go, you know. So there's this huge amount of kind of inward stuff that goes on in the thing, which I think it captures it really, really well. So it's like, it's nice to put that out there and actually have people seeing it and actually have people, you know. But one thing it's well worth saying is, like, all of this stuff is, you know, all of this stuff is in support of the scene. It's like you said, you know, it's good for there to be other battles going on, you know, and what it will do is it'll just, you know, so for we're in such a niche that there's like, it's not competitive, you know, between us, the IDA, between DMC, it's like it all just supports. You know,
it feeds each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously, if we're all pulling new people in a different way, then new people will come in. And obviously, the Scratch Calf bridges a gap, because you watch you guys when you perform and you're like, I'll never be able to do that. And then in the same time, right, you're like, I'll never be able to do that. I'm not trying that. I'll just fail at it. But at the same time, when you see somebody do it next to you, it's like, oh, he's doing it. I can see it happening. It is achievable. And it's obviously quite intimidating at the same time. For instance, like, you know, when we first did the podcast, I'd met you briefly, but hadn't stood next to you, do you know what I mean? And done some bits. Saw you on Instagram, do you know what I mean? Doing those bits. Oh, I can do that. You try and do it, you can't do it. And then you've got the standing next to the beast. And since that podcast, Rasp has been around my house and handed my fucking ass to me on my own turntable. Like, literally, like, handed my ass like to an nth degree, right? And you literally cannot feel that beast. Yeah, so like you stand next to the beast and you see it, and it's like, it's a whole nother thing, like a whole nother thing. Like today, you came round and he was doing some bits, and I was like, I'm going to try that. I've got a video. I'm going to post a video about it. And I got there at -8, and it's just, when you see it happen, you're like, yeah, I can do that. I can do those bits, but doing them together, and the meat that you're cutting away from getting to that crossfader to the record and getting that spin back in time, it's like nothing else. And I just can't say more. Get to these jams, and if you just sat in your house, just get to these jams and stand next to these people, man, because it's
inspiring.
Not only is it inspiring, but you meet people like him, and then you actually see what it's really like, and then you're like, okay, my game isn't quite as good as I thought it was. And
it's always good to have a humbling. I think, like, because it's like, humbling makes you look back and like look in and sort of reflect. It's very easy to get caught up in your own, like, oh yeah, I'm feeling really good about this kind of thing, and then, okay, I don't feel so good about that now. That's constructive, like, you know. One other thing to say as well is, we do want to support the learning journey that people are naturally on. There's supporting the competitors and stuff, but there's also supporting people new into it. So what we're going to do is we are going to have absolutely everybody who like buys a ticket and comes along will get a free month's access to the Temple of Turntablism.
Nice.
And that'll be an all-access pass, so you can learn scratching and you can learn beat juggling. You get a free month, so and then you can obviously choose to continue that if you want to. But it'll mean that there'll be something you can go in and get some targeted learning from. I will also be doing a load of videos throughout, like as part of our kind of campaign to help advertise it. But a load of videos that are aimed at, I guess, more intermediate and more advanced folks. That are, you know, things like combos and stuff like that as you lead up to it. So some good, like, just useful, like, battle scratch type, you know, the kind of more aggressive, more kind of like check me out stuff like that you can do in Scratchy. So there'll be free content for people as well in that kind of build up. So we're kind of hoping that what we can do with it all is kind of hit all the angles. We can bring new people in. If they want to learn, they can get access to learning. If they want to watch some amazing stuff and be inspired, they can. They want to have a bloody party where they're just where we're just celebrating some really skilled stuff with some of the best DJs in the world. They can do that.
They're literally best in the world.
You know, literally the best in the world. So, you know, and we're lucky enough that those guys are from our country. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. Don't worry about that.
That one's still complaining.
It's just turning itself off for a bit. Let it cool down and we'll put it back on again. But we got loads of other cameras.
We still got 2 go rounds.
Yeah. We still got 2 cameras.
No beautiful 8K.
No, these are both in 4, I think. So yeah, the close-ups will be early on. But yeah, I mean, I'm really super like excited about it. I think it's like, if I think about the journey that like Scratch Cafe's been on, you know, where it starts as 2 guys who just want to scratch, right?
Yeah, which we don't get to scratch much now.
Yeah, ironically, yeah.
Really, that's really annoying me. People come up to me and it's, oh, what you 2 have started is so good, and I was like, mate, I started it because I wanted to scratch with people, and now I don't get a chance.
Now I run an event.
So I'm like, yeah, no, don't come to me with your happy tone about how much fun you're having, because I'm fucking not.
But it's like, it starts as a couple of guys with a couple of friends, right? Yeah. Like in the Cloak and Dagger, you know. And it's funny, one of those videos popped up on my thing as a memory, and I was like, wow, God. It was like Simon doing some cuts, had Mr. Ed from New Zealand and a couple of others, and I was like, God, like, we were in a tiny little venue. You know, now we're in like Lost Horizon. Sometimes there's like as many as like 100 people there.
Yeah, man.
You know, and there's this other element to it with the Collector Cave, and I'm like, so we've gone from like a couple of mates who just kind of want to scratch to now there's this like community of people who talk every day on WhatsApp and share lots of stuff with each other, help each other out on gear and stuff like that. Like, yeah, all that. Like,
another Scratch Jam is spurred off from the Scratch Jam, which is, what's it called again?
In High Wycombe.
It's called the Hip Hop Hobby Shop.
The Hip Hop Hobby Shop. So that's kind of kicked off because those guys were coming to us and it's like a bit too far for them. So they found, how cool is that, right? And so then it's like, the next step is, then we come together, we celebrate all, there's a battle.
Well, let's talk about Rasp's last Scratch Jam, because that one looks fucking savage.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I put one on in the Contact Theatre in Manchester a few weeks ago.
He had an LED wall as well.
Did you get hot and bothered? Was it like trying to DJ covered in lube?
It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of DJs turn up. Do the thing, cut it up, and it's just a nice community. It's just healthy for the scene. The more Scratch Jams and the more like Turntablist events they are, the better for the scene is. You know, it helps people grow, and it don't matter whether you're Cubert, a beginner, or somewhere in between.
Just turn up and do it.
Just come and have a go and have fun. And, you know,
well, I mean, our table looked quite daunting, but there was a video up of what the table was like at yours.
There was some heavy hitters.
Who was in that lineup? Because it was quite scary.
We have some good DJs up in the northwest.
Well, random would disagree.
Yeah, we've already used our.
We've already used the randomizer. Yeah, who was on that video? That table.
So we had Chris Yerstad, who's an amazing scratcher. DJ Woody, obviously a legend. Peanut, Static. Peter Parker, all DMC legends, all high level scratchers. Musical from Bradford. And a bunch of other guys that just come up.
And there was a guy that looked like he was quite new to the game in between you lot.
Yeah.
And I've been in that head. But in between people like that. And he was up there.
Yeah.
He was good. He was tight, man. Yeah. But it was.
There was a few newcomers as well, and they'd never really scratched in public. I'm like, it don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just jump on, just have fun. No one's going to judge you. It's not competition. We want to encourage you to scratch and just have fun with it, you know what I mean? And they got up and they was a bit nervous at first, but when they got up, you couldn't get them off the decks.
No,
they were enjoying it.
That's that thing as well. Like when you every sort of like artist of any kind will know this experience because you all have it when you step into the profession, like into the performance space. It's fucking scary, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
The second you've done it, the sense of achievement is enormous.
It takes balls.
Right?
When you step up on the decks, you know, once you break the ice, then it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, if you're new to the situation and you've never done it before, and you're seeing all these, like, you know, legends cut it up, and, you know, but yeah, we just want to encourage people, just get into it.
It's really funny though, because there's been some sort of actual real world proof of why people are scared on the Scratch Cav page.
Right, okay.
A couple of instances where we post obviously the jams up. We're like, look, here's the jam. And then somebody's like, they shouldn't be cutting. I was like, what? They shouldn't be cutting. I was like, no, explain what you mean. He was like, well, you've got to be better than that to go on stage. It's like, mate, it's a jam. What are you talking about? He was like, yeah, they shouldn't be cutting. They're not good enough. It's like, mate, it's not a stage. It's a jam, right? Who are you to say that these guys shouldn't be cutting and we shouldn't be posting videos of everybody's skills?
Yeah.
And you do a little bit of research on them, they're not quite you. They're not quite you. They're not quite, you know, the real guys, the ones that are like, no matter how good you are, go and do it. They're these guys that are sat at home with their DJJ 200s.
Okay.
Thinking they're the big man, like not posting any videos of their scratching. And like these people that get scared and like they're worried about what people say, I need to tell you, the legit real guys will be the ones there going, no matter how bad you think you are or how new you are, the real guys will be there jumping on going, that's really nice, that baby scratch you're doing. You've got some really good technique there. Lean into that. And like the ones that are shit, the ones that don't put their own videos up, the ones that aren't very good, are the ones that are hating.
Oh, it's always like that, man. It's like like in psychology, you've got like, you know, like people. There's projection, right? There's this concept of projection. Like, I have something about myself that I don't like, so what I do is I pretend you have that.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, and it's like a mirror thing. It's like I put that on you so I can have a go at you for it, when really I'm having a go at myself.
Me, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you know, there's loads of weird stuff that the human brain does to try and protect itself, and that's one of those things. And I often, you know, you see these guys and you just think, why have you bothered to comment on
Yeah, exactly.
it?
Yeah.
What's the point, man? And like, you know, like there's, do you know what though? Like, sometimes when there's a total beginner on there and they're doing something and they do something by mistake, I go, that sounded cool, and I will take that and try and emulate it. Right? Like sometimes I get ideas from people
from everyone,
who don't. Yeah,
you can learn from everyone.
And because it's non-conventional.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you get into routines of stuff. It's like, okay, I'm going to do my chirps followed by my one-click flares, and that's going to give me that sound. And then I'll better swap to triplets for a bit, because then it will be a bit, you know, like you get stuck in this, right?
Yeah.
And it's like beginner turns up and goes, and you go, oh, that's wicked. And it was
the funkiest thing I've heard all week.
When I interviewed John First, right? John First was like, he goes, when I teach improvisation, he's like, the thing that I say to people is just make a noise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? He's like, the first bar is just making a noise. And he's like, because the thing that you can do with that is, if you repeat it, it starts to sound musical, because repetition is the thing that gives melody its power, generally. And then, but also you're creating something to react to. So like a lot of the time, like the beginners, well, that's what they're just doing by nature.
Yeah.
So you can get a lot of like mad inspiration from the guy who's got no rule set in the background, you know, going on there and going, oh, I don't even know how this works, I'm just going to move it. And sometimes it sounds amazing.
It does. So I've seen that at the beginners thing. They do a couple of bits on there, like, I'm like, ooh.
And haters
never gonna fucking come up with that. Yeah.
Haters close the door on it, man. That's the sadness of the whole hater thing.
It's really bad, but like, you know, it's just, it stops new people wanting to start things because these idiots are there. It's like I posted, obviously my journey, I've had this first hand because obviously I started juggling like 3 years ago. Really, I've been DJing a long time. I started juggling 3 years ago, so my juggling has gone from absolutely terrible to being able to do some half legit things. But I've had those haters.
Oh yeah.
Like heavily had those haters.
Online.
We've laughed about a few of them.
Yeah. Because obviously my profile from before, from DJ, I was quite well known, so my Facebook
The Michael
profile...
Jackson one was pretty savage, wasn't it?
So obviously my videos would go, so I get 10, 20,000 views on them, so they go out to the wider public.
Okay.
And there'd be these guys hating on me.
Right.
Really badly hating on me. But then there'd be somebody like Newmark liking it, or Quest going, I really like, or you jumping in and going, oh, that's fucking good. Dan jumping in,
Keep
like
going.
some real legit people going, oh, that's fucking really good. Then you'd have these guys with their DDJ 200s telling me, oh, it's crap. Yeah, and just like really strange things. So it's just like, I really hate that those people have the power to stop somebody new coming. And it like really needs to be shown that the legit guys are always going to support something.
Yeah, definitely.
You know where I'm going with this, of course.
No, well, I think there's a thing though as well. Like, I think the legit guys, you know, as you describe them, like, they know that the scene is niche and underground and to some extent struggling. You know, like, and it's like, if you're part, like, if you love the art form, like, you have to be one of these kind of legit folks, right? Like, you sort of see the bigger picture, I guess, which is like, well, if I turn around and say, it's like twiddle haters, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, so if I turn around and go, you can't fucking twiddle, man, it's not real flair. Like, what have I done? Like,
You've done nothing.
I've done nothing but discourage someone who's into an art form that's important we preserve. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, and I think that's a big thing. But it is, like, what I really have loved about the Scratch Cafe over the last sort of 4 or 5 months is I feel like that just doesn't happen there.
Doesn't happen at all.
No, the vibe
anymore.
is really nice.
You know, we have had some of that gatekeeping in
the
earlier time.
We came down quite heavily on that.
We came down on it, and it worked. But I think also the natural order of like running something consistently almost acts as a filter for those people, because they're always point in time people. They're always like, oh, I'm just emotional at this one moment in time, and I'm going to lash out. And over time, those people just don't really have space in that, you know, in that environment, especially as it gets bigger and there's more people who think more positively and proactively. You know, so. But yeah, man, what I'm really excited about with the Unstoppable thing is that I think we'll get more and more people, you know, from a beginning thing, getting up and trying. You know, and I look at like the work that the community scratch guys do in Ireland as a basis for that. So it's just that there's a thing. It's around Easter every year. Yeah. Cymatic goes.
Oh, does he? Cymatic goes to everything.
It's over in It's over in Ireland, and they run a scratch competition there. That's that you know I've taken a lot of inspiration from for designing the scratch pit for the thing. And it's really cool because I was watching it on stream. They streamed it this time around, and it's people of all levels getting up and having a go. You know, like just to be a part of the competition. Yeah. It's like I have so much respect for that, because you come away like having done something and achieved something and got somewhere. You know, it's like okay, cool. I got my ass handed to me on a plate, but like. Still got up. I stood in front.
There's nothing better than getting your ass handed to you, though, is there?
Sometimes it's good to learn that way.
Yeah,
it's good to learn that way.
So what's going on with Rasp at the moment then? Because the last podcast we did was very much an interview, and this one we're just chatting. So I feel like let's just find out a little bit. Come on, you're not being interviewed now, Rasp. Let go. What's going on?
Okay, so I've got a 7-inch vinyl coming out soon.
Very nice.
I did worry when the pause came there.
I've been expecting this.
Maybe not the level of personal information we were interested in.
Too much chamomile tea, you know.
Too much chamomile, yeah.
Not enough milk.
So I've got this vinyl coming out. So it's not a battle break this time. It's just like 2 tracks that I've made. One's a cut and paste track.
Okay.
You know, sampling loads of beats and samples and making music with the turntables. Yeah. And like recorded it all together. And
so using a turntable as an instrument to then record into a DAW and make a tune out of.
Yeah, yeah. A bit like a lessons type vibe,
okay.
You know what I mean? And on the other side is just a pure turntablist track.
Nice.
Made from every part of the song is made from like scratching, so scratch drumming,
nice.
You know, the bass, all the
So
sounds.
did you sit there and scratch drum for 3 minutes, or did you do a loop?
I did loops,
okay.
And I just like edited it all together, kind of thing, you know.
But in essence, each kick and each snare was laid down.
Everything has been made by my hands, you know what I mean. That's coming out on Live from the Groove Records, which is an independent record label based up in Manchester. So we're going to press up a few copies of that. It's available on the 27th of this month.
Is it going to be, we are in June now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Is that going to be Bandcamp, or is it going to be just contacting you directly?
Contacts Live from the Groove.
Live from the Groove.
Live from the Groove. They're on Instagram, Facebook. They've got their own website and all of that. They've got their own shop. Excuse me. And I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
You know, so
sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah, we're doing a bit of a launch in Amsterdam.
Oh, nice.
So we're going out to Amsterdam and we're gonna like launch a record out there and have a bit of a.
That is the least likely place I'd expect to see you though, because Mr. Rasp is the cleanest, tidiest, most straight down the line guy ever. And Amsterdam.
Yeah, well,
what was that?
It was Al's idea.
Yeah, of course,
the label.
Says a lot about Al.
So he's like, he goes out there a fair bit. So he said, okay, we've got an opportunity to go out to Holland and showcase our music and that. So we may as well do a gig and put some of the records in some of the shops and that out there and that. So I thought, why not? Like, let's do it. It'll be fun.
Mate, that'd be wicked.
Yeah, I'm looking
so
forward
much
to it.
fun,
Is that where you'll go? Is that where you're sort of directing yourself now, getting on the hustle of music production and selling records, or is it just something you're doing for fun?
Yeah, I do it for fun, but I've been doing that for a while, on and off. But yeah, I've got a few more other projects that I've recorded.
Yeah.
I won't mind pressing up and getting out there. But yeah, well, I don't know when that's going to happen.
But it's happening.
You just have to let it do its thing organically. You know what I mean? What else have I got? Maybe I might do another scratch jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been like nearly bullying Rasp. It's been close to bullying.
I'd love
basically.
to come up to Manchester. I was a shame I wasn't available for this one, but I'd love to come up and have a cut with everyone
come
up
up,
there. I love that city as well.
Like, I don't know when I'm gonna do them.
Yeah.
My life doesn't allow it.
Exactly.
To do it every month.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just as and when. But yeah, I'm looking for some other options for venues.
So basically, I've been sort of like questioning him, just finding out what's stopping him from doing them regularly and what sort of frequency you can do them. And I think I've come up with what we can do to make it easier for Ras to be able to do it. And there's a couple of things I need to talk to you about. That if we can put a couple of things in place, then Ras could essentially be like the figurehead of the Manchester Scratch Jam, and we could take a logo.
We can combine it with the Slice and Dice.
Exactly, yeah, it'd be a collaboration. So,
Scratch Calf and Slice and Dice, Scratch Jam together, you know what I mean?
So I think there's some bits, and we need to reach out for some help. But there's a lot of people when we were doing these Scratch Calves, like, oh, when are you going to be coming up to this place? It's like, well, we can't really.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why let us help you do a Scratch Jam? They're like, yeah, I just want to turn up for one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, of course you do. That's probably why you haven't got one in your city. Do you know what I mean? So there's a few people that have reached out like that may have a few more contacts that could make like logistically easier for you to do it on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, like I couldn't do it every month.
No.
My work and my life doesn't allow that. You know what I mean? I've got a lot of responsibilities, and my life is a bit crazy sometimes. But yeah, I like to.
I think aiming it like quarterly.
I
think a quarterly
few times
jam.
a year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I will twist your arm into quarterly. We're still there.
It's funny though, because like JFB is always he's always sort of messaged me every so often, being like, oh, how can we do?
How can we move this out? Yeah.
I think there's because there is there are turntablists. They're hidden.
They are.
Yeah.
But they are everywhere.
It's good when you put on these jams, like people come out the woodworks.
They do.
There was some old school guys that come to the Manchester events, and I've not seen them for years, and it's great to see them. They used to cut it up back in the days, and then they saw it on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and they come up and, you know, they dust it off the records and cut it up, and it's great to see, you know what I mean? It's a good outlet for everyone. Yeah, you know, I was thinking like maybe putting on another one, you know, at some point this year. And maybe, I don't know, maybe incorporate some showcases in there, maybe incorporate some b-boy stuff in there make it like a bit of a jam rather than just a scratch thing. Maybe maybe a little bit of a battle as well.
Well, that's kind of what it needs to be. That's kind of what it needs to be. And we were very lucky because we had this kind of like inset foundation to everything you need to run a scratch jam. I've got loads of turntables. Tim's got loads of mixers. And Dan has got like
I've got a beard.
He's got a beard. Dan's got a beard. No, Dan has got the passion and the organisational skills to just be able to dig deep and get in there.
You're a good team because you know what? I take my hat off to you because it's not easy putting on any events. No. And especially something as niche as turntablism. The average public, they don't get it. Years ago, they had an understanding of it, but now it's gone really, really underground, and it's hard to like get a venue that will agree to let loads of middle-aged men just scratch records and make crazy noises for a few hours. You know what I mean?
It is difficult.
It's hard to find a venue that will let you do that or have the right space for it.
So the good thing is about the Scratch Cafe and our social media is there are people that like scratching, that look at it, that have venues.
Yeah,
and it's just about finding that right person.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And I think we're starting to build a formula with what we're doing, and I think we know the major things that make the Scratch Cafe work. We know, and it can't be that hard to apply that somewhere else. I mean, like Nick Dunn Buckwild is in where's he live?
Oh God, Hull.
It's not Hull, is it? Is it Hull?
I think he's from Hull originally. I think he's
from Hull originally.
I think he moved down south. I think he might be Brighton or something.
Brighton, that's it. Yeah. So obviously you've got the JFB because they know each other, Nick and JFB, I think.
Yeah.
And JFB wants to do that, so I think
there was something in Brighton a few years ago called Cut Above. Or something like that. I went down and did a little showcase. Manipulate's been down and done a showcase. I'm sure JFB has been down there as well, and they have a good little scene there.
They do.
It was a good few years ago. It was probably like before all the COVID stuff happened.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether they've continued with it. You know, I've not seen anything online, but it seemed like a good little vibe.
I think basically what we need to start doing is just going, look, people, where do you live? Do you have a venue? Do you have loads of turntables? Do you want to run a scratch jam? Can we help you run a scratch jam in your area? And I think the Nick and JFB connection in Brighton, I think Nick is passionate and dumb enough to do it. to start so I kind of want to start putting them across.
Well, it is. I think it comes down to people and their connections. And I mean, look, you know, it's like you know that. If you get enough people, the responsibility can be between people. But I do think probably when we step into next year, so after the battle, and let's assume that goes as successfully as we expect it to, which I think it will.
I think it will.
I think that's going to give us enough kind of capital and another layer of experience running events in this thing and some more credibility, and really importantly build our relationships with those sponsors and things like that help, you know, that can help us along the way. I think at that point we have a platform to be sort of, you know, to be able to start thinking about how we properly support other like grassroots guys who are like, I really want to do this. I've got the passion, but I haven't got the know-how. Or I've got the passion and the know-how, but I haven't got the gear. Or like whatever it is. I think it's the end of this year that we can start move into that position where it's like we could actually start to have an impact outside of the land of Bristol. Obviously, massively open to anyone listening who wants to run a scratch jam in your area. Get in touch with us. Like, can't promise we're going to be able to help you at this stage, but like we can tell you everything we've learnt.
That's what it is,
and we can try. You know, there's definitely an open call to anybody who wants to run a local scratch jam and help build the community in their space. We're fully behind doing what we can to help. It's just we don't know what we can right now.
Well, all I know is I'll tell anybody everything that we've done. And I've got the time at the moment to just be able to support and just go, right, what do you need? Okay, I can
just
find
make sure
people.
you have the time before you have a conversation.
Because I'll become obsessed and that's it. That's it. No, this person's not replied to me. I've given him every... Oh dear.
No, brilliant though. But I feel really excited and energised about turntablism in the UK. The social media side of stuff gets bigger and bigger, and I get more and more messages from people being like, we love what you guys are doing. Like,
can you bring 8 turntables to Scotland?
Yeah.
No, we can't do that. I'm sorry.
all the guys that from international, like, I get so many things. Please send me a DJ controller.
Yeah.
Okay,
what
really?
am I? Sorry. Am I God? Like, what do you want?
Where's that coming from?
Yeah, no,
I'd understand if your name was DJ Shop. Do you know?
You're quite active on TikTok. Do you get loads of weirdos?
Yeah, sometimes you get people mithering you. It's a lot of, them ones that say if you go live, you can make some money, and it just seems really scammy.
I'm winding one of those up at the moment,
Mate, they just take up all of your, like, DMs. You get some DMs, it's like, you're just scrolling through, and it's like, we can make your TikTok make this much money if you partner with us, and it just seems really scammy, and I just... delete,
Yeah. There's a lot of that sort of weird.
I wonder if these people actually make money out of this, or whether they're.
It's
you
probably
can make
bots,
money.
mate. It's probably bots, and they just cycle it until someone falls for it.
Yeah, I know. But okay, so if there is a bot, that means there is somebody that has made the bot,
Lord
and
of
there
bots.
is there is a
bots.
bot lord, that has invested some time into making this bot. And putting this thing, and it's not
a lot of time to build a bot though.
No, it's
like
not.
You could get ChatGPT to code you a bot in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just tell ChatGPT what you want the bot to do.
So just somebody going, right, I'm gonna invest 20 seconds and 10 seconds worth of thought into doing this. I'm just gonna do it and see if it works.
Yeah, I mean you can and you can circumvent all the stuff. I mean, or you could use DeepSeek. And you just go on and you just say, look, imagine you're a programmer of 25 years, and you blah, 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 and it's like,
So
I need you to write me a Python script for a program that follows this particular process.
That was very specific. And they go, Dan, have you done this,
mate? I currently have 25 different jobs that I've just automated. I wish, mate. Yeah. I have to put on all this stress. I'm actually the most relaxed man in the world. I haven't done a day's work for the last
I've worked for 25 years.
Yeah.
I think I'm giving you loads of work, but really it's you sat there going, I'll just make him do this a little bit more.
Yeah, it's been the old switcheroo, mate.
I'm so stressed. I got this and that going on. Really, you're sat there like eating bourbons.
Really.
Watching fucking.
No, I get stressed out because ChatGPT's gone down. Suddenly, I've got 25 jobs to do.
You are those bots, aren't you? It's you. No, you're making all this money. To be fair,
I am looking into like how you can use AI to automate stuff. But like a lot of that nonsense is just people just
trying it.
Yeah, they're just trying to look.
I can't see how that works.
Some people.
Yeah. There's bound to be somebody.
Yeah. Some people would fall for that, but you can make money on TikTok with your live streams.
Yeah.
Without the bots. Just by doing your live streams, you can make money on TikTok by having a lot of views and partner collaborations with like brands and all of that. There is ways to make money out of it, but it seems like it's been rinsed.
Of course,
moment, you know what I mean.
Oh,
it seems like everyone is on it, and the numbers you got to pull in big numbers in order to make decent wedge out of it. There is opportunities,
or you can always make a joke about spitting on a dick and launch a Bitcoin.
Well, that's it.
That's one way of doing it.
Well, I mean, I've just sat here, and ever since having this conversation, I've just been obsessed with just like this. This bloke wakes up in the morning, right? He's having his breakfast and his coffee. And he made this bot a few months ago. And then suddenly, like a DDJ 200 turns up. Do you know what I mean? It's like, is there somebody in this world that set up this thing like a couple of months ago, and he was like, this morning with his coffee, he had his toast. Suddenly the postman comes. It's like, fuck, it worked. Got a DDJ.
Yeah.
Somebody's actually sent me one. Yeah. Surely not.
Mate,
I cannot
he's
see
got a
that
warehouse of them at Dogs.
he's like me. He's gone broke trying to pay for storage.
You never know.
The most successful one. I can't see that happen. I cannot see that happening. I can't see that happening.
It is madness. I mean, it is madness. But there is. It's like anything, man. I mean, you know, there's enough people in this world. There's enough of them on social media that these things do happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the old infinite universe thing, isn't it? It's happening somewhere.
Yeah,
it's bound to be happening.
Somewhere it's happening. Definitely.
One of them is got a DDJ 200 in the post. One of them.
I'm going to buy you a DDJ 200.
Well, just put it in the post for me. I didn't even set up a button, it worked.
That's what I mean, yeah.
I've got 2 DDJ 200s in my workshop that I'm refusing to do anything with. So I actually got one already done. Don't give me another one, please.
Okay.
It's getting a bit hot and sweaty in here, isn't it?
Have you ever scratched on controllers or CDJs?
Yes.
Yes,
how do you find that?
Do you know what, man? Because I wanted to add like a little bit to my course that was just for, because I get a lot of questions about like, is this suitable for controller DJs? So I was like, well, I'll just create a bit that shows each technique on a thing, and then all the rest of the learning you can
what
do.
What did I lend
through
you?
the
Is it an XDJ2?
It was an RX2.
RX2.
Oh, yeah. Okay, they all in one unit.
And like it feels digital, but the thing I'd say about it is like, it's pretty much the same. Obviously, there's the thing of like when you release it, it doesn't move. But like a lot of scratches, like aside from release ones and any like release variations you do of like other things, it's basically you're holding the record. So you're holding the record or you're holding the thing. And in some regards, I think it's easier because it sort of makes more sense. It's like if you've got the record, you've got to put a different amount of force into forward versus backwards because the record is naturally spinning forwards. Yeah. So it's either fighting it or it's going with it. So I think vinyl, ironically, I think is actually more challenging for a beginner because of all the things that come with vinyl. I think it makes a lot more sense.
And all that
the
stuff,
skipping and the sort of, I think in some regards it's an awful lot easier, but it just feels wrong.
See, now I've been putting a lot of thought into this since you had this conversation on one of the other podcasts, that actually it was easier to scratch on a CDJ, and I've been sort of trying to separate myself from growing up on records and scratching on records, and then scratching on a CDJ and just go, that's wrong, feels wrong. Trying to juggle a CDJ, it just feels wrong.
Yeah.
Juggling's
a different world.
I've managed to do some basic juggles on a CDJ.
Yeah.
And just the digital lines aren't accurate enough. It's quite
need
hard.
that movement for juggling. I think with scratching you can get away with it. Like it took me a while. You know, I'm from a turntable background.
Yeah.
And then when CDJs first come out at the early 2000s, I ended up getting some to make my life easier for all the bar gigs I was doing back then. And yeah, it took me a while to scratch on CDJs and get my head around it. But when I did, I thought, actually, you know, you can do quite a lot of cool stuff on this.
You can, but so here's what I came up to when I was just sat there bored thinking about it, because I get very bored and I sit there just overanalyzing a subject. Okay. I've done this one in my head, so I'm already ready for you, right? So when you're starting to scratch on a record, right, there's so many factors against you. You've got to get the needles right, slip mat's got to be right, technique's got to be right, you can't be too heavy-handed, you can't be too light, you can't put too much force in, you can't put not enough force in, and then you get into micro movements. So the reward versus effort is so out of whack. Do you know what I mean? When you finally get it right, you have literally put everything you've got. You've fought, you've looked into things, you've tried loads of needles. So when you finally do something really good on it, you're like, fucking yes! Yeah. I've done it!
Yeah.
CDJ, right? You could do something quite complicated and quite hard, quite fast. Because you've got no needle skip. You can drill it loads. So actually the rewards you get from when you pull off a good move on a CDJ are so much less, because it's so much easier. So I feel like when you start scratching on a CDJ, people just don't continue because they don't get the reward Do you see what I mean? I invested so much when I started scratching. Shit turntables like this. Finally got a good turntable. Finally put all of that effort in. Got my setup exactly right. Got the things exactly right. Yeah. It took me months to do something that I thought I want to show somebody this. But you get on a CDJ and you go brick. to get a brick on a turntable, you've got, like I say, you've got to do all of those things. More challenging. When you get that brick, right, it's like, fuck, I've earned it. But you can do that on a CDJ straight away, and you can practice that on a CDJ because you don't have to skip, you don't have any of the other issues. Yeah. So it's just like, I've done it now. See you later. Do you know what I mean?
It's like, I find with the CDJs, like you said, you don't have no skip or anything like that. But the difference I do find with a CDJ is the analog versus digital thing. Like you can feel the grooves. And it's same when you scratch on the Serato, although it's okay, but scratching with a real record, you can
different.
Feel the
you can actually
groove.
you can I noticed
feel
this
in your fingertips.
Yeah. You can hear it a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I get lost on DVS because I'm so used to the vibrations on my fingers.
Yeah.
And like hearing where the record is, like there's a part of me of that really high frequency that when there's a needle running, even in a gig, I swear I can hear a little bit of where that might be. It's so odd.
It's having that relationship with the vinyl, innit? You know what I mean? Your hands and that. But you know, I think it's all good. You know, I'm glad I used vinyl. I'm glad I used DVS, and I'm glad I've tried the CDJs.
I think we could do with more like social media videos of CDJ DJs scratching.
Yeah. Well, A-Track does it well.
Yeah, A-Track does quite a lot of it.
Well, Switch has just started and he's forcing Jimmy Needles to use some 3000s, which he's absolutely horrified about.
Yeah,
he's complained to me about that.
In certain club environments and festival environments, CDJs
it's much better.
are more reliable.
Yeah.
In certain environments, sometimes they're not. You know, especially the 3000. Sometimes you put your USB stick in, and it corrupts the drive.
No, that's just called being an old man and using computers.
No.
When you're a kid and you understand.
The 3000s are known for doing that. You know what I mean? The 2000s are a lot more sturdy. You know, the sturdy product. But I think there is. You can do some stuff on them, but it does feel a little bit different.
It's just. I mean, I've been trying to separate from the rose tinted glasses. It's quite a big thing for me, the rose tinted glasses, because there's so much weight applied to the 1200. Do you know what I mean? There's so much. I've had them for so long, and they've been such a big part of my life, and I'm trying to logically break down, am I just addicted, and do I just have a love affair with the Humble Mark II, or is it because
let me answer that question for you. So I have 1200s.
You do?
Yeah, I grew up on 1200s. I have had, and I have actually, a Rain 1.
You do?
Yeah, I've got Rain 12s. Yeah. Right.
It's worse than me, I think.
Yeah. Right. And I've had Z, I've had a Z2. I've had like little mini controllers as well over the years, just for fucking around, like when you piss one night at your mate's house, you didn't have to bring a whole set of decks with you, kind of thing. What am I on today?
What? Yeah.
You always go back to these.
But I fear that you suffer with the same rose tinted glasses as me.
Yeah, but I don't know, because look, I'm sitting there using Phase. I did go back to needles for a long time, and then I was like, I don't really want to wear my needles out. I'll wear my Phase out instead. And I think it's just, there's something about 12 inches of wax, right?
Yeah.
The size of it, the weight of it, the way it moves. That makes, because for me it's like I need to be able to scratch and beat juggle. You can scratch on. I like the Rain 1 was a cool option for going out and DJing in bars and stuff.
It's too small.
Because you could cut on it quite nicely, but like beat juggling on it's horrible.
Yeah, it's
right. So it's like okay, so it limits some of now. Granted, I'm playing like 51 Stokes Croft or Mr. Wolf, so I'm not going to be juggling really.
No.
But you still want to be able to do the odd loop here and there, and it just feels horrible.
Yeah.
Because it's just not the right size. So and like I think there's a thing in that. I mean, like Random will say, obviously, you know, he's all good on the 45s, and so are you to some extent. But to me, that's just horrible. I just But beat juggling's got to feel good as well as sound good to me. Like I don't want it to. I don't like. It's not like I don't want it to be difficult, but I just want it to feel good.
Do you know what? Time. Right, so I may talk you into 45s, and Rasp will probably back me up.
No, you won't.
I might do. When I started 45s, they felt horrible, and it was like the most annoying thing to do. And there's a risk factor that they're going to move, and your 447's going to, which it has. We struggle with my 447, so I think one of them's dead. Might have to move to the blues, but. When you juggle a 45 and you get it right, you get that balance right, and then you go back to a 33, right? You go back to a big record. Suddenly, the amount of space you've got in your brain to process new shit is mental. You spend a week on some 45s and go back to a 33 12-inch, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is easy.
You feel like you're in slow motion.
Right, literally. Honestly, you are. It's like slow motion.
You are in slow motion.
But not only that,
You're a third slower.
You're a third slower. You've got double the amount of space. The needle actually stays. And then suddenly you're like, fuck, I can actually think about, like, you know, vacuuming the dog. Do you know what I mean? Well, I was doing it. I was just like, I've got to vacuum the dog in a minute. Fucking foxes outside my house tormenting the dog and waking me up 3 times a night. I've got to vacuum the dog, yeah.
I've got so many. It's like before I had to loop this, I got enough time to do, like, you know, do my taxes.
Yeah. It's like, oh fuck, where did I put the scissors? I need to cut something in a minute. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, you get on the 45s and then suddenly you've got a third extra brain space.
To be fair, that I've found that from juggling doing some 45 routines on 12-inch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that, you know, you practice in that environment, and then but it does make the 33 thing an awful lot easier. I hear what you're saying. It won't change it.
I think it will.
I don't want to be on 45s.
Don't challenge me, Dan. You know what's going to happen.
I like DVS because I like to build my own remixes for stuff. And I like doing like DJ edits to make clever like transitions and stuff. And I just like that's too big a part of my DJing like experience for me to give that up. So I'll probably, like, as sad as it is, I'll probably never return to proper vinyl. Like I'll probably never return to any of that because. It's
you found your perfect place.
Well, because I think the thing comes in, like, you know, like we talked about this on some of the other podcasts. You start off with whatever it is you start off on, and then gradually you kind of acquire other skills. Like maybe you move into music production, or you move into like playing an instrument, and then what you start to get is the enjoyment of like bringing those things together. Yeah. You know, and like I've always like the thing that I'm trying to find time to do at the moment is to load all of my remixes into sort of stems and put them on an Ableton Push or on the MPC.
Yeah.
And start to combine that live with turntablism. And try to get more of the like audience participation. You know, like what do you want this remix to be? Do you want it to be breaks, UKG, bass house? I've got the same elements in there, but you know, it's all set up so that Ableton, I can trigger everything. You know, that's where I'm kind of trying to go with it. And I feel like the value I add as a DJ, like out there, the scratching and the juggling is a cool performance tool to help keep people's attention. Is generally how I use it.
And show off.
And show off a little bit. Yeah, obviously. You know, yeah. Well, look, when you've got a small dick like I have, you got to do something.
There's got to be something there. Don't drive, got to get good at turntablism.
When he said, well, I've got a 7-inch, I went, and they said record, I went, oh, I'm so disappointed.
Well, Dan, you managed to foster 2 kids from it, mate, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
It's sending
my wife's got an amazing pair of tweezers, but watch out for the mixer, dude.
Don't tell me about tweezers then.
But yeah, my point is, it's like, so
I wasn't expecting that one, were you?
You got these like, you know, you got these skills.
That's going to live with me for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, good.
I'll ask her about her tweezers next time I see her, see if she tweaks.
You'll probably get a response in that you don't want.
Probably a worse response than that. I'm probably not going to do that.
Yeah, to be fair, I've probably started a cycle of trauma here, which we might struggle to get out of.
Well, are you talking about his back hairs, Ollie? No, I'm not actually.
Oh God, we're gonna have to X-rate this particular.
Dear.
Podcast. But no, I feel like that's such an important part for me. Is like because there's the other element of creativity. The value I bring is like you can't hear these remixes anywhere else. To some people, that's important. Most people don't give a fuck, right?
Well, it's dub plate.
But some it's dub plate
kind
of concept, and it's like take like Skank Up for example. There are people that. One of the guys who came to the Scratch Cafe last night and was like, "You need to send me that remix you did of Bloodhound Gang, like Discovery Channel or whatever it's called." And it's just like I made that like just for that gig, So and it's not because then it's nice then because people are like, oh, you're going to see whatever, but it's like, oh, I'm wondering what sort of weird,
what Dan's going to bring,
like, odd remix he's decided to do this time, and I really like that. It's like a part of what it is, but. So I don't think I could ever go back because I can't put those things on wax without spending loads of money, and
it's expensive.
And that's the thing, and I just don't really want to do that. But yeah, like there's no doubt about it. The feel of vinyl, the closeness you have to the sounds that you're making, the tactile nature of that is unbeatable in a digital environment.
It's not for everyone,
It's not for
me
everyone.
Personally, I like the vinyl thing, I like the 45 thing, I like the DVS thing, and I don't mind using CDJs as well, It depends on the gig, the environment that I'm doing it at, and, what's required of me. If I'm required to do turntablist stuff, I want to do a gig on these, you know what I mean? Or Rain 12s or something, or
something that emulates that
but, if I'm just like playing... a drum and bass set, and I might do a little bit of scratching, and there's a load of other DJs. I don't want to be that guy, turn up with me Serato, my turntables, and, disturb everything. Just turn up with my USB stick, bang it in, smash out a few tunes, do a little bit of scratching, and just keep the party going.
That's so kind of you. I'm the dickhead. I turn up and go, no, I want it this way.
It must be like this.
I need the turntables turned battle style. It's not a battle, Dan. I don't care.
Well, actually, you're using DVS. You don't even need them that way, do you?
Don't tell anyone that. It's fucked my whole rider up, man.
I'm going to crash you up to the Skank Out boys. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm there, it's like, it's got to be 93 degrees. And I want it perfectly straight, that fucks with my head. The Mr. Big Head thing slowly taking over.
I love it, mate. I love it.
No, I'm obviously joking. I'm with you. I tried to keep the peace as best possible, but CDJs, I don't know how to use them. Like I used to know the ones that were like in a rack mount.
Wow,
but I haven't used.
Going back.
I haven't used CDJs like in a gig for
they're surprisingly easy, really. You just put USB in.
The hard thing is the organisation
of music.
Migrating it from record box to USB stick. Sometimes that can be very jarring. And can be a massive pain in the arse.
Is that so you've got all your cue points? And
stuff, but you've got to do them before you get them on the CDJ, and it can, depending on how many playlists you got, how big the files are, all of that type of stuff. It can take ages.
Really?
It can take a long time, and sometimes it doesn't always work depending on your USB stick. You've got to format the USB stick. Some USB sticks are friendly to the CDJs, some of them aren't. That can be a bit of a pain, but once you've done it and you keep on top of it and you update it on a regular basis, it's not too bad. But starting off that way, it's a bit of a mission, But what I do, I have a couple of pen drives, and I have like some of the files just raw, just in case, the CDJ 3000s or whatever.
You won't get to see the waveform, but
you don't get. But you can just mix it like you're mixing just like a record kind of thing. You know what I mean? With that mind frame. But it can be a bit of a pain that. But once you've got it sorted, it can be all right. But I don't mind doing that. for certain gigs. And some gigs, I find it fun taking a box of 45s out.
Oh, mate, I mean, I admire people
fun.
who do, man. Like,
I would be scared stiff to take a box of 45s.
It's got to be the right gig.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right gig. It's got to have the right setup as well, and you've got to have the right type of audience. You know, if you're playing in a bar for 6 or 7 hours and people are wanting like all the commercial stuff, that's not the right gig for you, you know what I mean? But if you're playing, say like a set, like an event where there's other DJs and they're playing records and the audience know that it's that kind of deal, they can be great. I did one in Runcorn a few weeks ago.
Where?
Runcorn, which is like in Cheshire.
Okay.
Just like...
Thought it sounded a bit northern.
Yeah, it's
Runcorn?
Runcorn.
Have you ever heard of Runcorn?
Yeah,
Have you?
Runcorn,
okay.
yeah.
2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps.
What? That weird show? Is that where it was?
That's where it was based, yeah.
Right.
So,
learn a new thing every day.
Yeah, well, you know.
Grasp the knowledge.
Runcorn as a scene, actually.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of, like, B-boys and hip-hop stuff from there. And I did this gig, and it was great. You know, everyone was playing like records, and just people were down for it. We had b-boys and b-girls come down, and they all jammed and
spin around on the floor.
Yeah, it was it was a good laugh, and people wasn't asking you for requests or anything like that. They just appreciated the music that you had. You know what I mean? And it was that kind of deal.
We need more than that, I think, don't we? We need more of that in this world.
Yeah, where people just
just turning up,
just appreciating what's being played rather than commanding. Well,
people go into parties for music, not to take drugs to music. It's the big difference. That's what you just described there, isn't it? Like you've got your clubs and stuff, CDJ, long mixes, drum and bass. I'm going somewhere to take drugs, basically. Yeah. That is what it is.
Yeah. Well, there's pockets for everything. Isn't there?
There is.
I think it's funny though, because like to me, like I don't know. I always remember saying like I'd go to see a band to hear songs I already know. I go to see a DJ to be introduced to new music.
Yeah.
That's like in a style that I like. That's why I've chosen that particular DJ to go and see. So I've always been a bit puzzled by people who make requests. It's like, sorry, if you fundamentally misunderstood what you're here for, you're here for, like, has always sort of like don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, you go to like a Revolutions bar, or you go to like that's different. Like
you're gonna get pop
gig.
You're expected to play the request.
That's fine because that's just. Girls and guys want to just fucking sing a song they know and all that. I'm not talking about that environment. I'm talking about like
a rave,
or like a club gig. I mean, like, I've played club gigs where it's like, you do know how this works, right? Like, I've got a set here that I'm playing that like I've curated.
So
you'll come in and like making requests. It's like it's a weird thing to do, man. Like,
well, I've got the answer to this. So I was at a rave early on, and it was Hard House. So Hard House is about 140 BPM. Right, and I was with this guy, and Anne Savage was playing. It was like early 2000s, and he came up to me and went, "Ollie, Anne Savage was really rude to me." I was like, "Why?" He was like, I asked her to play Flat Eric." I was like, "What?" I was like, "What? You asked her to play Flat Eric?" He was like, "Yeah, I wanted to hear it." I was like, and then suddenly I understood that people don't have the understanding of what's happening. There is no way that guy can understand that there is no way Flat Eric's going to work in a Hard House set at 140 BPM. And that's just what they just don't know what they're there for. And if they are there, they're just, I'm really drunk. Yeah. I can make this party better. I'm going to ask the DJ to play a Britney Spears song when he's about to go into Mr. Happy for the second time. Do you know what I
mean? Yeah, double drop Toxic.
Yeah. I think we need to wrap this up because I've got a customer coming at 3.
I got to shoot into some work too. Rasp, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure having you back in here. But it was so nice to have a cut with you last night as well, man. I'm really glad that happened. So thank you for coming down. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Good luck in the DMC if you go for it, dude.
You don't mean that. You don't mean that.
No, I do.
You don't mean it, Rasp.
I just hope you have an accident on the way there.
Somebody cut the brakes. damn,
you watch as I call a bomb threat in for the train journey down to Manchester. It's weird, actually. It's funny, on the day of the DMC, all the trains from Manchester to London have been cancelled.
Damn, what were you doing in Manchester the day before the DMC?
With some cable cutters,
Oh my God.
Oh dear. Right, yeah, absolute pleasure having you down, and it's so
much.
wonderful not having that terrible northern Wi-Fi in between us.
Oh mate, yeah, it's been an honour to be part of this, and to come and jam with
Continue
you all.
as well, mate. You're welcome down to do this whenever you want, buddy.
Nice one, man. Appreciate it.